Hello and welcome back to another Japan video. Unfortunately, Matsuri weekend is all over. If you haven't seen my Matsuri video, I will link it above. But for this one, we will be starting off by heading to Nikko Circuit. If you don't know what Nikko Circuit is, it's a very famous and very cool track that's on the north side of Japan, but it's about an hour and a half south of Ebisu Circuit. We'll be heading back down to Tokyo, so we're going to stop into Nikko Circuit on the way there in hopes there's an event on, but we just want to check it out anyway because it's a really cool track. And that's a wrap for Nikko Circuit. It was super cool coming down and seeing all the locals bring all their cars out. Two of my favorites were definitely the two R33s, especially that white GTR. That was incredibly clean. Super cool overall experience. I definitely want to bring my Ebisu car down here and drive on Nikko Circuit. It looks like such a sweet track. But with that all said and done, it's time to get to Tokyo and check out one of my favorite automotive brands. Forgive me for not doing a proper intro at the cafe. I'm still getting used to vlogging in public. After our time in Nikko Circuit, we made our way down to Tokyo and hit up the Moon Cafe in Yokohama. If you don't know what the Moon Eyes brand is, here's a quick breakdown. The hot rodder Dean Moon founded Moon Speed Equipment back in the 1950s and worked to create not only better products to make hot rods go faster, but also look good. Now, although Dean Moon is no longer with us, the brand still thrives today, and this is because allegedly a long-term Moon Eyes dealer in Japan who was a family Moon friend has rebooted the brand as Moon Eyes USA. As you can see in the video, we actually ended up walking in the back door, which is the downstairs merch section. Here you can find anything from t-shirts and hoodies to helmets, motorcycles, fuel tanks, and a gumball machine. Everything was pinstriped and covered in glitter, and I loved it. Upstairs, you can find more of your automotive accessories like number plates, hubcaps, steering wheels, and a whole detailing section. Once you finish admiring everything in the store, you can actually head back downstairs and over to the American themed diner and get yourself a nice American cheeseburger and milkshake. Thank you for listening to this voiceover, and back to the vlog. It's the half cut in the middle of the store. That was floor 2 of Super Autobacks, which seems to mostly be like magazines, some car merchandise, a bunch of car care stuff, some like camping stuff as well, and there's a Starbucks down there, which was sick. Heading up to the 3rd floor now, which is apparently all car specific stuff, parts, merch, etc. So hopefully we find some cool stuff. A couple of sweatshirts and some t-shirts, stickers, bunch of exhausts on the wall. Pod filter pillow, that's pretty cool. HKS Hypermaxes on the shelf, that's a cool thing. Definitely need to buy a set of those for Taylor's S13. Bit of a HKS corner going on as soon as you walk up the stairs. Got a HKS F820, forged, turbo, bunch of stuff on it. Not really into these motors, but still somewhat cool nonetheless. Something a little more interesting over in this corner, or a lot more interesting actually. 4.3 stroker BR38 by HKS. This is a sweet thing. Another HKS 90, saw that downstairs. Nice big wall of wheels. And a lovely bride or bride seat display, however you want to say it. Couple of Recaros. This is a cool thing. RSG ASM Limited. That's a nice seat. Got the Blit. Some bride seat accessories. I actually need some of these for my Chaser. I need those little, I think these things that hang over the side bolsters, because I haven't personally, but the side bolsters in my seat in my Chaser at Ebisu are completely gone. So I should buy some of them. Alright, what are we looking at? What's naughty? Oh, that's a sweet thing. Look at that. Tiny little RBs. How good. How good. Too many turbos for me, but... And then right under it, a smattering of Nismo bits. Nismo steering wheel. That's such a nice thick piece. I really want one of those for Taylor's S13. Man, I could spend so much money here so easily. A couple of Kanjo style Civics. Bunch of Spoon, Mugen, Honda parts. Right down the end, we got a bit of a merch section, some Honda stuff, some Teen or Tyne, however you say it, and probably my favorite of the three, Blitz. This is a wild looking naughty. 90th anniversary. I didn't buy too much stuff like I did at Mooneyes. I only got 2 shirts, 2 hats, and Taylor got a jumper. Really, really cool store. If you're visiting Japan, highly recommend coming here. Really sweet. There's a Starbucks on the 2nd floor, underneath like workshop and stuff, and then right up the top's where like all the cool car stuff is, or your HKS stuff, stickers. They got brand new coilovers, and you saw in the video. We're calling it at Super Autobacks, and we're gonna head to Daikoku, PA for some more cool car shit. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of cool cars, this is chilling in the car park of Super Autobacks. Nice white 34 GTR. Quick pit stop before we get to the PA at Bros's, not to be confused with the other one. Burgers. Yeah, burgers, that's what we're talking about. Rock up to the PA and the cops have already shut it down. It's only 9 o'clock. We're going to go to the Lawson's, grab a drink and see if everyone hangs around when the police go away. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. At least we came last night and got some cool footage. Good morning, it's another day. I got my Nissan gear on and we're off to the Nismo Omori factory. Let's check it out. Alright, Bowen from the future here. Unfortunately, some of the vlog footage from the Nismo Omori factory is lost, but I'll do a quick sum up here. If you don't know what the Nismo Omori factory is, it is a very prestigious shop located in Yokohama, Japan that specializes in the maintenance and restoration of the GTR platform, and in particular the RB engine. The Omori factory isn't just a workshop, it's also a showroom that you can go walk through and check out a bunch of Nissan's racing heritage. As soon as you walk in the door, you're greeted by the Nissan R390 bolted to the wall, which is the car that Nissan took to Le Mans in the mid-90s. You keep walking through the store and find the merch and part shop, which has basically just about every Nismo GTR part you could ever want, I guess, on the shelf. You can walk in and buy off the shelf and walk out, which is amazing. After checking out all the parts that I couldn't afford, I kept walking through the showroom and saw they had some of the new generation Nismo cars on display, but way more interestingly, they had a bunch of race cars on display. 370Z, a new generation GTR, but my favorite of all was the Calsonic R34, and the best one in the showroom in my opinion, the Pennzoil R33 number 23. I'm a huge fan of the R33 platform, and in particular this car. It's actually a large reason why I wanted to paint my personal R33 yellow. I've read tons of articles and seen tons of videos of this car racing around in Japan, so finally getting to see it in person was a really cool thing for me. Seeing the technology from back in the day, and especially the aero package on this car, the aero is insane. Especially the rear wing section, it's just wild. Overall, if you're a fan of the Nissan brand, I highly recommend a trip to the Nismo Omori factory. As far as I'm aware, they do actually cycle the cars that are on display, so it's not the same thing all year round or every time you visit. You can actually also book a private tour of the Omori factory workshop, but I don't believe you're allowed to film. But something cool to experience and something that I might actually go back and do in the future. Thank you for listening to this interrupted segment of the vlog, and back to Japan. In this part of the video, we find ourselves at Trial Tuning Spirit in Osaka. It was by total chance that we actually stumbled across this place. Didn't actually mean to go there. We were just driving down the highway and saw a big Trial and Recaro sign from the highway and went, hey, what's that? So we stopped in. As you can see, we pulled up and in the car park was a massive variety of awesome tuner cars. Everything from Majestas to Civics to a roof Porsche, which definitely takes the cake for me. After drooling over all the awesome stuff in the car park, we decided to head inside and we were greeted with probably the largest Recaro collection that I've ever seen. I think they're the official dealer for Recaro and Rays, so they have just about what looks like every seat Recaro's ever made, which was really cool. I'll be honest, I don't know a great deal about Trial Tuning Spirit, but after a quick Google search, it's pretty apparent that they are a big deal. Allegedly one of the biggest shops in Osaka and have been producing high quality performance builds since 1975, which, looking through the car park and the workshop, seems to be true. We didn't stop here for too long, but it's definitely a good one to add to the list if you're ever in Osaka. They seem like a very popular and busy shop, so I imagine there will always be something cool to look at in the car park. And with that all said and done, that concludes my 2023 November Japan trip. This video was a little bit all over the place and I apologize for that. I'm still getting used to the vlogging in public thing. It's an incredibly awkward thing to do, but the more I do it, the better I'll get. And speaking of doing it more, I will actually be going back to Japan in 4 days. I've got plenty of videos in mind, including a how much does it cost to get to Ebisu and buy a car in 2024. I put a poll up on my Instagram to see if that's something people would like to see, and it got 100% yeses, so I will be making that video. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me here. I post some behind the scenes stuff and some videos and things that don't make it to YouTube, I will post there. So go check that out. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really want to make a lot more regular and cool content in 2024. If you could help us out by leaving a like and a comment on this video of something you want to see me do in Japan, or maybe just some content you want to see me make in the future, that would really help get my channel off the ground. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next one, where we turbo and tune my IS200. Proper nerding out over that 4-door GTR. That is the coolest. I'm a massive 33 nerd, so seeing an Autech version 4-door GTR is so cool. A couple of really cool cars in the car park of an up garage. This Civic is off its head. Wide body, stripped interior, cage. Look at the flares on it. This Mark II's so cool, on its arse. Six-point cage, street car, really cool.